You've been fighting thoughts of walking away from someone your heart can't seem to disconnect from, and you've wondered if you're holding on to something that's already gone. But listen closely, because what you're about to hear will either steady your spirit or pull you into a truth you've been avoiding. Before we go deeper, drop a comment right now and tell me where you're watching from, because I need you fully present for what comes next. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do that so you don't miss any message meant for your spirit. There is a reason your soul hasn't been able to shut the door on this person. It's not obsession. It's not emotional confusion. It's something far more divine, something that keeps tugging you back when you try to detach. You feel it in waves, a spiritual pull that doesn't feel like the usual kind of attachment. And that's because this connection carries purpose, it carries timing, it carries weight. But before we go further, I want you to breathe for a moment. Pay attention to what's stirring inside you as you hear this, because this is not a random message. You were led to this moment. There is someone in your life who has been chosen for you, but the situation around them hasn't matched the promise you feel in your spirit, and that contradiction has been tormenting you. One part of you wants to fight for it, another part of you wants to walk away and protect your peace. And you've cried silent tears, trying to understand why this person still feels so significant. You've told yourself you're tired. You're tired of waiting. You're tired of uncertainty. You're tired of carrying hope without evidence. Yet something inside you refuses to let go. Something inside you keeps whispering, "Wait, don't rush. There's more happening than you can see." And that whisper isn't coming from fear. It's coming from a deeper place. There is a verse in Romans that says, "Hope that is seen is not hope at all." You've been expecting everything to make sense immediately, but some relationships are formed in the unseen long before they manifest clearly in the physical. And this connection, this bond, has been under spiritual construction. You've been worried because things feel slow, unstable, or inconsistent, but look closer. Every time you try to detach, something brings clarity back into your heart. Every time you attempt to replace them, something feels off. Every time you try to numb the connection, it only grows quieter, but never disappears. That's not coincidence, that's confirmation. This person was placed in your life intentionally, and I need you to hear this. You're not holding on foolishly, you're holding on faithfully. You're standing in the gap between what God spoke internally and what life is showing externally. And that gap is where most people quit. But you're not most people. Something in your spirit is being strengthened right now, because you're about to see why you couldn't let go. You're about to understand why God didn't let your heart move on. And before this video ends, I'm going to show you the sign that confirms whether this person is truly meant for you. Before we continue, check the description for the playlist where you'll find deeper messages connected to this one. It will help you understand the journey you're in. Now tell me one word in the comments that describes how you're feeling so far. You've been carrying this quiet frustration inside you, wondering why someone who feels so spiritually connected to you also feels so distant at times. It's confusing. It's exhausting. It makes you question your own discernment. But listen closely, because this is where the deeper revelation begins. And before we move forward, drop one word in the comments that describes what your spirit is feeling right now. Your engagement helps these messages reach the people who need them. There is something about this connection that refuses to fade. Something about the way this person came into your life at a moment you weren't expecting. And even though the relationship isn't where you want it to be, there's a deeper current moving beneath the surface. You feel it, even when you try to deny it. They feel it too, even if they're not ready to say it.
And that spiritual thread between you two isn't accidental. It's intentional. It's purposed. But here's the part most people don't understand. When someone is chosen for you, it often doesn't start smooth. God does a refining work in both hearts before He brings them into alignment. One heart may awaken before the other. One person may be spiritually aware first, while the other still battles fear, doubt, healing, or old wounds. Sometimes the person chosen for you comes with battles you can't see. They're fighting things silently. They're trying to grow into the version of themselves required for the connection God is preparing. And I know you've been asking, why do I feel so deeply for someone who can't meet me where I want them to be? The answer is layered, but it's not punishing you. It's positioning you. Growth isn't always comfortable. Alignment isn't always instant. There's a verse in Ecclesiastes, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Not your time, not their time, His time. Every chosen connection is tested by timing before it becomes what it was meant to be. Some of you are dealing with a person who pulls close, then pulls away. Someone who shows glimpses of love, then disappears into silence. Someone who truly cares, but struggles with vulnerability. Someone who sees your value, but doesn't know how to step into it fully yet. And that inconsistency has made you feel unwanted, unseen, maybe even foolish. But the truth is this, their inconsistency isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their process. And here's something you need to know. When someone is assigned to your life by God, the enemy will always target that connection. Not because it's weak, but because it carries destiny. The attacks come in the form of misunderstandings, delays, fear, emotional distance, confusion, or timing issues. But the fact that you still feel drawn to them even after all the tension, that's not obsession. That's spiritual resilience. Before this message ends, I'm going to give you the key sign that reveals whether this person is truly meant for you. But there's something important you need to understand first. You're being shaped right now. Your patience is being refined. Your love is being purified. Your spirit is being strengthened to handle the weight of the connection when it finally comes into full alignment. If this is resonating with you, check the playlist in the description. It holds the messages that will connect the missing pieces for you. Tell me one word that describes how you're processing this so far. There's a moment in every divine connection where things suddenly make sense, not because the situation changes instantly, but because your understanding does. And you're standing right on the edge of that moment. You've been fighting confusion, doubt, impatience, and fear, but something deeper is unfolding behind the scenes, something you haven't fully grasped yet. Pause for a second. Breathe. Let your spirit settle. Because what you're about to hear is either going to confirm your hope or redirect your steps. You've been asking God why your heart refuses to let go of this person, why the connection feels spiritual even when the circumstances look unstable, why your soul keeps returning to them even when logic tells you to move on. And here's the truth you've been sensing but couldn't articulate. God doesn't let you release someone who is part of your destiny. Your mind may try to disconnect, but your spirit remembers what heaven assigned. This is why the connection keeps resurfacing. This is why the memories hit deeper than anyone else. And this is why, despite every frustration and delay, you can't force your heart to detach. You're not stuck. You're tethered. And that tether is spiritual, not emotional. But here's the part that seals the revelation. God will never tie your spirit to someone He didn't prepare for your future. And the enemy doesn't fight connections without purpose. Your warfare is proof of your assignment. Your confusion is evidence of transformation happening in the unseen. Your waiting is part of the divine timeline you didn't choose, but were chosen for. And now, here is the sign you've been waiting for, the confirmation that reveals whether this person is truly meant for you. Pay attention to this carefully. When a person is assigned to your life by God, they carry a distinct spiritual pattern that never fully breaks, no matter the distance or silence. They return with conviction, not confusion. Their heart shifts towards clarity, not chaos. Their presence begins to stabilize your spirit, not drain it. And even if the timing feels off, God keeps creating small, undeniable moments that pull your lives back into alignment. Those moments are not coincidences. They are divine signatures. You'll notice their growth, their emotional maturity, their willingness to be honest, their desire to protect the connection rather than sabotage it. You'll see humility. You'll see intention. You'll see God shape them into